How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Triple C, aka Colin's Cologne Collection. It's been a while. I just checked this morning. The last time I posted a fragrance video was over a year ago, and went on a bit of a hiatus. I've been buying cologne off and on when I can. Um, so basically, I got a job working at FedEx as a delivery driver, and it just got to the point where it was like I was sweating so much, my cologne just felt like it was evaporating out of my skin, and just took the back burner for a while. But now we're back, and what better way to come back than with a fall fragrance video? So, we're going to keep it somewhat short to the point, but I got 5 fragrances here, technically 6. The 6th one is an honorable mention. This is actually my girlfriend's favorite fragrance of mine that I have in my whole collection. Um, she actually got this for me for my birthday this year. This is Armani Code Eau de Parfum. So, this came out, I believe, what was it, 2022? And basically, it smells like Armani Code Profumo. I smelt that. I'd gotten a sample of it a couple years ago, back when you could still find it on discounters here and there. Obviously, now they've vanished. If I go back in time, I would have gotten a bottle, but I'm not gonna lie, this bottle looks a lot cooler. Um, I just wish, I know the Parfum, I'm pretty sure, has a magnetic cap. This just has a click cap. Not sure why I thought they all had magnetic caps, but it's a nice bottle. I got the nice 4.2 ouncer. My girlfriend, we were at Mall of America actually. She smelt this and she's like, "You are getting this." So she bought it for me for my birthday. And it's her favorite fragrance in my collection, even with getting newer things recently. This is still her favorite. Basically, what you're getting is you're getting a decent dose of mandarin orange in the opening, kind of giving it the sparkly, effervescent kind of feel, as well as some spice from nutmeg. I'd say some black pepper you can smell in there too. Um, kind of has a slightly vanillic undertone. Some leather, not an animalic leather, obviously a very people pleasing leather. I mean, it's Armani. They're going to do things in a very people pleasing way. Sorry about the audio, there was a 4-wheeler going by the house. Um, yeah, I can see why she loves this. It's very people pleasing. Um, very good date night fragrance. Honestly, for year round. But as far as like every day, perfect fall and winter fragrance in my opinion. But obviously, since it's her favorite, I save it for special occasions and stuff like that. But this could easily be your new signature scent. Definitely get your nose on it. If you're going to a mall or whatever, definitely get your nose on it. It's my favorite. I haven't smelled the EDT in the new bottle, but I have smelled the Parfum. I want to smell it again because I know my girlfriend also liked that one, but to me it just didn't wow me. My first initial thought I remember was like hairspray, which who really wants to wear a fragrance that smells like hairspray? But I also smelled the new elixir that comes in that small dainty looking bottle. Um, I smelled that one when we were last there. It smelled alright, but like compared to this, I'd rather just have this in my collection. Again, definitely something that I want to smell next time I'm in a mall for sure. But yeah, enough ranting about that. This is the first on the list, honorable mention, Armani Code Eau de Parfum. So, next on the list, we're going to go with Gisada Ambassador, the original. The golden juice clear bottle. Magnetic cap, always nice. When I first got this, it didn't really blow me away, but now that's had time to macerate and everything. Because I've had this almost a year now, I've only worn it maybe a couple times, to be completely honest with you. But in times I've worn this, when I've worn this in the summertime, it just feels it feels too warm for the summertime, too warm smelling. It's definitely meant for like fall and winter, in my opinion. It's basically a tropical fragrance to wear for the fall and winter. You're getting a big dose of ambroxan in here. A lot of people compare this to Dior Sauvage. They call it Tropical Sauvage. It's been called by a few other reviewers. Um, yeah, it's Tropical Sauvage. Honestly, it's got a big hit of mango in the top, which why to me it's like it's a tropical winter fragrance. It's a tropical fragrance you can wear in the fall and winter. Simply put, very people pleasing. You're gonna get compliments just like Dior Sauvage. Can't go wrong with it. Definitely smell it before you buy it, just to make sure that ambroxan doesn't put you off. Always smell before you buy, unless you are into blind buying. I can and can't be sometimes. It all depends. Um, yeah, Jasada Ambassador, the original. Very, very nice. Tropical Sauvage for the fall and winter. That's number 5. Next one. Next one, we're going to go with a classic for fall. Tom Ford's Oud Wood. This is actually the only Tom Ford that I own currently. Just because that's how things have turned out. I've owned this a few years now, and it's still the only one I own. It's definitely macerated a little bit. I got a decent dent in there. You can see that. But yeah, decent dent in there. But I wear this a lot during fall and winter. I mean, it's a Tom Ford scent that costs a decent amount of money, even from a discounter. But, however, you can't go wrong with it. Honestly, I will wear this to the grocery store. I will wear this on a casual date. I'll wear this to a special event. You can wear this anytime. You can make it your fall and winter signature scent if you really want to. It's the easiest oud fragrance you'll ever smell. It's such a clean oud, but still being earthy. You know, oud, patchouli. You get a bit of sandalwood in there, some rosewood, some cardamom to spice it up. They say that there's vanilla in here. I don't really get vanilla. I really want to try the Oud Wood Parfum that came out like a year or two ago. It's supposed to be stronger than this, but it's also more expensive than this, of course. But eventually I would like to get my nose on it for sure, because this is a great DNA to have in your collection. It's a good focal point for your collection to kind of tie things back to. Because this is really the one that started all and made oud very mainstream. So yeah, Tom Ford Oud Wood could be your next fall signature scent. And next, we're going to go with this one. Now, if you see this logo, you might think, oh, it's Mercedes Club Black. What else is new? If you've watched other videos. No, this is actually Mercedes-Benz Club Extreme. Club Extreme. This one I actually got simply because someone said that it would smell like Mugler, not Pure Havana, Pure Malt. People said that this was comparable to Mugler's Pure Malt. I still have never smelled that. Will I probably ever, unless I can get a sample for a decent price? Probably not. But honestly, since you can't even buy them because they're discontinued and, you know, $300-400 on eBay, honestly, I'm probably never gonna sample it because it's like, what's the point? All I know is this. I don't have anything sprayed on my arm, and I haven't smelled this in a while. And honestly, I'm not a fan of fragrances that don't have like an atomizer that's covered by a cap, because it's so hard to actually smell the fragrance out of these unless you just spray it. But I just got it on my arm. The main thing I get is a very, very sweet leather. Very sweet leather. A little bit of spice. Almost like a vanillic I like a powdery vanilla, not necessarily a creamy vanilla either, but like it's hard to describe. It is kind of like a powdery vanilla. Yeah, I'd say it leans towards like a powdery vanilla. Very, very leather dominant. Obviously, pure malt was known for like a whiskey note. This doesn't have a whiskey note in there. It definitely comes off boozy, and being that it's Mercedes-Benz Club, but the extreme version, you do get like that kind of vanilla from Club Black, powdery, spicy. It's very nice. Um, Not 110% sure if you can get these on discounters. Get Club Extreme at discounters. However, I got this off Amazon for like 40 some bucks. So a pretty good bargain fragrance. And I've wore it like once or twice. I know it sounds bad, but I mean the collection's gotten decent size by this point from when I was last making videos. Um, Personally, I definitely plan on giving it some wear this fall and winter because it really is good. It's very underrated. Everyone talks about Club Black, but this is really good. If you can get your hands on this, look on Amazon. It'd be a very good fragrance, a very good sleeper fragrance to add to the collection. Because not a lot of people talk about this or, frankly, even know about it. That's Mercedes-Benz Club Extreme. Next, we'll go with this one. I was so hyped for this one. I remember I got a sample of this. I sprayed one tiny little spray on my arm, and I immediately went online and bought a full bottle. After spraying that sample one time on my arm and taking a sniff, I bought this right away. And no regrets. Girlfriend likes this one too. So it's obviously always a perk, right? Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Elixir. The first elixir, not the Elixir Absolute. I smelled the Elixir Absolute at Macy's. Definitely going to get a bottle at some point. Prices right now are roughly around what I paid for this when it was new, which was like $140. Now you can get this for $100, especially if there's coupon codes on some websites. But no regrets. I'm happy I got this one I did because it smells amazing. A little bit of tobacco. It's not like a super earthy tobacco. I'd say it's more along that cherry pipe tobacco type smell. Definitely, of course, the typical burst of vanilla that you're going to find in Le Male fragrances. Honey, definitely a good dose of honey in here. Not like necessarily a realistic honey, of course. Some fragrances do go that realistic route. But I'd say more like a synthetic honey, but it smells good. And that benzoin amber kind of helps tone some of that syntheticness. It makes it smell a little bit more on the natural side without going too like raw honey realistic type smell. And of course, as well as the typical Jean Paul Gaultier vanilla, you get the lavender as well in here. Okay? And then just a little bit of mint for freshness in the top. This stuff is good. I'm going to do a little spray here real quick. Yeah. Smells very good. Projects like crazy. I know I really haven't talked about projection on all these, but I'm not really a guy that cares about that. I care more about what the scent is. What the scent smells like. I care more about that than projection and longevity. Granted, if it's only going to last a half hour on me, then yeah, no thanks. At that point, you might as well just buy fragrances from Walmart. Get you some Adidas or some Axe body spray or something at that point if you only want it to last like a half hour. No. So, get this for yourself. It's very nice. Very, very nice. You wear this in wintertime too. It's honestly one of my favorites in my collection for sure. For fall and winter. Like I said, they do have the Elixir Absolute. That basically gives you more cinnamon vibe, and of course plum. Otherwise, honestly, to me, it's basically the same fragrance. Just take the honey out, add plum and cinnamon. Basically the same fragrance. But that one will come into the collection soon enough to go alongside this one. But for now, Le Male Elixir. Still very hyped. It was the first Elixir that I ever bought. Very happy to have it. And you gotta admit, the bottle just looks sick too. So, that's number 2. Which leaves us with only one left. And that is Burberry Hero Eau de Parfum. We got a little dent going on in there. I've already been giving this some wearing. So this is what I can't understand. You got some fragrance companies that make like $300, $400, $500 retail fragrances, and they have click caps or slide caps. And then you got like $100, $120 fragrance retail that has a decent magnetic cap. I don't understand. But anyway, Burberry Hero Eau de Parfum. The Adam Driver fragrance. If any of y'all are into Star Wars. I was actually wanting this for a very long time. It was $100, then it was $90, then it was $85, and then it was like $70, $75. I finally got it at that $75 roughly price point. I'm happy I did. It did end up going down to $65, but now it's gone back up to like $85, pushing $90. So I'm definitely happy I got it when I did, especially for that price. I do think it's good. Some people think this falls a little flat. I really like it. Honestly, it's probably my favorite just casual fall fragrance. Obviously, Burberry Hero, the whole line is known for cedarwood, different types of cedarwood. This, I believe, has 2 different types of cedarwood in it. It's predominantly what you're going to smell. You get a little bit like a black pepper spice in the top. A subtle like hint of floral. I'm not sure what kind of floral it is, but not necessarily like a lavender floral, but like it's just very clean. Whatever kind of floral it is very clean. Very, very clean. Not like a watery kind of cleanliness or like a soapiness, but very just a stripped down floraliness. You hardly even know it's there. This is a very man's man scent with all the wood that's in here. As well as, if you look on like Fragrantica, I don't think it shows it, but I feel like there's like almost like a caramel note in here that kind of reminds you of me. Reminds me of the Most Wanted Intense, the black bottle from Azzaro. Once you spray it and it's on your skin for a hot minute, it kind of has this like caramely edge, but not overly sweet. Like I said, this is a man's fragrance that a young guy can wear. Not a man's fragrance like your grandfather would wear, or even your father, but a man's fragrance that a young guy can wear in his 20s, in his 30s. Hell, even high school you could wear this if you really wanted to. This dent's going to keep growing, I can tell you that, because this is a very good fall fragrance. Burberry Hero Eau de Parfum. So, that's it for now. Thank you all for watching, and please leave a like on the video on your way out, and consider subscribing if you have not already, and if you're new to the channel. I will be posting more videos, hopefully every other day. I would like to, for sure, once a week. That's what I was doing before, but I'd like to start doing every other day. So I do have more video ideas, so you will see some shortly. Thank you very much for hanging with me. It's been Triple C, Colin's Cologne Collection. I am Colin, signing off. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.